I guess we're doing crow pose.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Jenn Witaconis. I'm a yoga instructor in the Tampa Bay area, and today we're going to do crow pose. This can be a challenging arm balance, but if you keep trying, keep working on it, you get better and better. And so I'm going to show you modifications to get started on your crow. If you have tight wrists, this can be a little bit hard on the wrists, so definitely check out my video about warming up and stretching your forearms and wrists before you do this. So let's come down. We're actually going to come into a squat pose. And before we come down, go ahead and take your feet about hip distance apart, and you're going to angle your toes slightly outward. So we'll take our hands into prayer at heart center. Okay, and we'll begin to bend the knees, and you start to come down into a squat. You can, if you notice that you're like, wow, I can't get down, and I'm only halfway there. Okay, so you'll just bring it into a little bit wider of a squat. Okay, and then you're gonna grab your block, okay, and just have that handy right out and in front of you. But so I'm just gonna show you first what crow looks like from a squat pose like this, and if you can't even get down without your heels up, it's okay to have your heels up too. You're gonna place your hands down to the ground, so bend your knees a whole lot. All right, and then we want to work the knees up in towards the triceps. This is crow pose without modification. So I'm going to show you this, and then just to give you an idea what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. So the knees come onto the triceps, the hands are about shoulder distance apart. You give yourself space between your hands. Look at your index fingers. They should be about parallel. All right, and then you're going to rock forward with the knees on the triceps. Your chin can be slightly tilted upward, but just see to it that your chin is not tucked down, because that's going to cause a roll forward. All right, so you're going to feel the front and back balance. I'm going to show you this lift off, but you're not expected to do this right away. This is what crow pose looks like. And if you're saying, what the heck? Well, don't worry about it, because I have some ways for you to get into the pose safely and comfortably. Okay, so first, just feel the balance between front and back coming up onto the tippy toes. All right, and you can stay here in this alignment, and this gives you a lot of strength. It activates your shoulders, activates the core. You're keeping your lower stomach tight, breathing with the center of the upper stomach, your diaphragmatic breathing, maybe 5 to 10 breaths. Once you feel comfortable with this, you can take one foot up at a time. A few breaths. Keeping the shoulders stacked over the wrists. All right, and then come down. You can spread your feet a little wider. The heels can stay up if you need it to. And so now the block can come into play. We want to work on lifting both feet up evenly off the ground. So the forehead could come to the block, and this can be a little tricky. You might have to move the block a few times before you get the correct spacing so that you can get the front of your forehead onto the block, because it's not the top of your head, it's definitely the front of the forehead. So just kind of keeping that in mind. All right, so set the hands down, that same position that we talked about, index fingers parallel, press the palms evenly into the earth. You're going to lift the hips a little bit, keep the lower stomach tight, and start to rock forward onto your tiptoes. Rock, 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 until you get your forehead to the block. Once your forehead's to the block, try to lift your feet up and then tap down. If that feels okay, lift them up again and tap down again. Hey, before we go any further, I want you to scroll down to the pinned comment below and check out the 5-minute core workout. It's perfect to work with crow pose. I know you'll love it. And so now, once you feel comfortable with the block and you had that sort of even lifting, your feet coming up, you can take the block away. Imagine that the block's still there. Bring your knees up into your triceps as high as you can. Start to rock forward so you find that front and back balance evenly. Once you come up onto your tippy toes lightly, you can start to lift the feet. And so that's a phase 3. If you still feel like you need to challenge yourself more, you can begin to straighten your arms, okay? Holding here for maybe about 5 breaths, and then coming back into your squat pose. So, and that's it. Basically, working on these different phases, stopping where you need to, and you'll get better and better at it. It can be challenging to get into crow pose for the first time, but try some of these things that we did here today. Keep working at it. And also, don't forget to comment below and ask me questions. I'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe too. And don't forget to scroll down below for your free 5-minute core workout. Thanks so much. I'm Jenn Witaconis.